I'm Hazel, and I don't know where to start with this one. So here's the deal. A couple of days ago, Rich Campbell messages me on Twitter and asks if I would like to duel Asmongold in Pet Battle PvP during the Race to World First stream. I very graciously said yes, of course, I would love to. And the problem is that while I have made some pet battle videos on my channel about how to beat PvE pet battle tamers and such things, I know very little about pet battle PvP, and I know the meta is very different. Teams that will work great in PvE are not necessarily going to do so hot in a pet battle duel. I need help, and to aid me, I have called in fellow YouTube creator and pet battle PvP extraordinaire, Hirumaredx. You may have seen him on YouTube as the master of the WoW Top 10 list. Thankfully, Hiro has managed to carve out some time to come and help us out with some fresh advice, talk about what the top meta pets are, talk about maybe some teams that I could use, and hopefully this is also kind of a good beginner crash course to what is effective in pet battle PvP, because there's achievements there. You know, if you win a lot of pet PvP, you can get pets, you can get achievements, you can get titles. If you win 250 PvP pet battles, and I should clarify, that's not duels, but 250 wins with a max level team will get you the stunted direhorn, and I believe that's what I was going for back in 2018, and now I'm just fighting for my dignity here. So let's talk to Hiro and find out what is actually good these days.
Okay, so what plans did you have for the pet battle thing?
Oh, you just wait. I have agreed to face off against Asmongold in a pet battle duel on the Race to World First stream.
Whoa.
As you know, I am not great. I think people just know that I made pet guides on YouTube, so they just assume that I know what I'm doing in pet PvP, and you know better than anybody. That's not true.
Yeah.
So I am calling in your help. I want to talk about what the meta looks like, some top tier pets, some common comps, and then what my best bet will be for a blind duel, because I don't know what he's going to use. I really know nothing about his experience in pet PvP. I know he's done some pet battles, but I don't know if he's done a lot of dueling. So I'm going into this pretty blind. How has Shadowlands affected the pet meta? Or do you know? Have you done a lot of pet PvP or any pet PvP yet? Because I know Shadowlands is kind of busy.
Oh man. I've only done a little bit, but I do know that they did a stealth buff to a lot of the weather effects. And they also nerfed some of the overpowered stuff from BFA, but not Anomalus. He did get nerfed, but he's still the strongest. And weather effects have kind of completely thrown a wrench into PvP, since they're as strong as some of the most powerful Twilight Meteor. Avalanche is as strong as Twilight Meteor, which used to be the best ability in the game. They nerfed the undead racial. Because it used to be the meta was just play 3 undead pets, because their racial was so broke.
Right,
It's still broke, but it's not as strong as it used to be.
Okay. So if weather effects are strong, what kind of weather comps are you seeing a lot in PvP these days? How does Avalanche get worked in, for example? How would you put together a team with that?
Let's see. Avalanche, you would just use it in any kind of AOE team. You just throw it in alongside Twilight Meteor or Anomalus, because he's an AOE
not
pet.
Comboing it with anything in particular. You're just
you're
just
literally just using it as an extra AOE.
Okay.
And the strong weather teams are still just Darkness and Sandstorm, because they also buffed Sandstorm, which was already one of the strongest.
I was seeing a lot of Anubisath just throwing down Sandstorms as well.
Yep, Anubisath has always been a meta pet, and they just made it better with the buff to the weather effect.
Okay. In PvP, do you go Rupture or do you go Deflection?
Deflection for sure. You use that in order to dodge people who are trying to multi-turn setup stuff.
Mm-hmm. I guess stuff that you can predict. I'm imagining trying to anticipate when somebody's going to use a big cooldown and then just whiffing it is how I imagine it going. But something like a Curse of Darkness or Curse of Doom, I imagine, is you just count.
You just count for that. Curse of Doom. You don't really see Curse of Doom in PvP with good teams.
Okay.
It's more Darkness comps. If you just Deflection either Darkness or Nocturnal Strike, then that's one of their cooldowns gone.
Right.
And you can Sandstorm to get rid of the weather effect.
Perfect. Okay. So what do you think my best bet is for a team? based on what you've told me, I like the idea of an AOE team that's using some of these weather effects, because we can kind of hit a lot of these check marks with a couple of pets.
Yeah. I would say build an anti-anomalous team.
You think he's going to go for Anomalus?
I would, there are some really good pets that are just, good in general and also completely counter anomalous.
Okay. Such as?
I would say that's a good option. So do you have an SS bronze whelpling?
Well, you know me, I have a bronze whelpling. It does
correct
not
breed?
appear to have very much speed.
No, take it. That's the best. What about a crystal spider? Who's faster than 293?
I do. 305.
I mean, 297. Oh, 305. You have the correct breed one.
That's just luck. I have one of almost everything, and they're all rare, and their breeds are completely random.
Yeah, you want the HS breed.
Well,
There's only 2 breeds available, so you had a 50-50 chance.
All right.
Yeah, so that one also defeats Anomalous in 1 turn every time.
How?
All you do is you start off with Crystal Prison to stun them.
Yeah.
And then Brittle Web, and then Spiderling Swarm.
Brittle Web, Spiderling Swarm. Okay.
Because they Anomalous is magic, so you don't want to do hard-hitting abilities. But all of that is incremental damage.
Yeah. Wow. My brain is so stuck in the Pokemon mindset of just wanting to type counter above all else that I miss so many things. I never would have thought of that. I would have just like pulled out my mechanical Pandaren Dragonling and called it a day.
MPD is a nice counter on paper, but in practice, he doesn't kill him fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then outside of Crystal Spider, there's also Whomper.
I think I should avoid shop pets for this.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah. So we've got Crystal Spider. We like that. What else are we feeling?
Outside of Crystal Spider, there's just a couple of other teams you can do, which just has like 2 pets on them.
Okay.
You could just have 2 darkness pets.
Yep.
Or also just run Anomalous, which you might call it Twilight Clutch Sister. Or you could be more well-rounded, throw in a mechanical Pandaren Dragonling, as well as like a Death Adder Hatchling. Outside of that, there's also the Fiendish Imp, the SS breed. He's always just good in everything.
Okay. Yeah, I was using him actually. I was kind of nethergating at random, but I like that if somebody's using darkness birds, it not only ruins their darkness, but it also hits them really hard. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that's really good.
Stupid question. What's the move with Anomalous? Is it poison fumes? I actually don't know.
You just Void Nova and Poison Protocol.
Okay. Does the first one matter? Corrosion,
not really. Like if you want, usually you want to get off a second Void Nova before you die, so you probably open with that. Since Poison Protocol is such a long cooldown, you can use it whenever. But it's just those 2.
Okay.
And it's just a lot of AoE damage because he's like the 5th highest attack power pet in the game.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So you just like pull him at first and then splash on everything and hope for the best.
Yep. Exactly. And just running 3 of them is probably one of the best teams right now.
Oh, gross.
That's why you just want a pet that can kill him super fast.
Yeah.
And it's also good, like the Bronze Whelpling.
So how do you feel about this? We've got Crystal Spider, Prison Webbing Swarm. So far I'm liking Anomalous and the Spider, because the Spider, in case he brings in Anomalous, and Anomalous just in general. And then the third pet, so I don't need a lot of synergy, which it sounds like, which is good. What do you feel for the third slot? We've got a lot of good options. I like the Crab. I also like the Imp. I have the SS Imp.
The Imp is just good. And like, he's probably in more teams than any other pet I have, because he's just so versatile.
Yeah. What do you do with him?
You just switch out, and then you just activate Immolation and go to the back row to heal. Because his Immolation goes for like 9 turns.
I was using him so wrong. I did not do that. When I was fighting with him, I would use Nethergate, and I would put up my Immolation, and I would leave him out there, and I would just burn.
Yeah.
And then he died. Oh, okay. That's important information. You switch him back so that he heals with his humanoid racial.
Yep. Yeah. As long as he's like around half health, he'll heal up to almost full if he goes through like the full 9 turns of Immolation. while also
Okay.
doing a whole bunch of damage, and every tick of his immolation counts as an attack, so it breaks decoys after 1 turn.
Gotcha. I think that the battle is just a one-off duel. I don't think it's like best of 3 or anything like that, but it wouldn't hurt to put together a couple of options.
Yeah.
Just in case they change their mind on the fly, or just in general for PvP teams. So if I was going to do another one that covers some of the weaknesses of this one,
For the Anubisath idol.
Yeah, let's grab him. We've got Deflection, Sandstorm, and then Crush, I'm assuming. I don't think anybody likes this.
Yeah. Yep.
RNG is one thing, but
ugh. Let's see. If you make it a Anubisath idol team, you could probably just use good pets that only do like big hits that also don't change the weather.
Good pets, big hits, don't change the weather. Okay.
So let me look through them real quick. Emperor Crab is one of them.
Oh yeah, he didn't make the last team, so that would be good.
Yeah. There's also the Hygel Wisp. There's only one breed of that.
Oh, good. Yeah, lots of attack. That adds in magic damage, which would be nice if he does whip out Darkness Birds.
That's true. It's really good against Darkness. Because he can just Arcane Blast, dodge with his Evanescence, and then Wish to heal. Assuming there's no darkness out. Although if you have Sandstorm, you'll be able to change the weather.
Yeah, true. I mostly like the first team. I have some options now. Is there anything else you think I should put together just in case? Is there any gap left by these first 2 teams? Our Anomalus Imp Spider, and then our Idle Crab Wisp. Is there any glaring holes that anything that's likely to get picked that's going to just shred these that we could counter?
What you could do is just set up an AOE team.
Yeah, let's do that.
Just throw in an Anomalus, a Twilight Meteor.
Anomalus. There you go.
A Twilight Whelp, and then an Avalanche user who has the highest attack.
All right, so my Twilight Meteor, we've got Whelpling or Clutch Sister. Whelpling's got more attack. The only Avalanche pet I seem to have is Trunks and Brewpup, and Brewpup is a shop pet.
Trunks is good.
Well, I am very satisfied with this. I feel like I've got 3 good options, and also these seem like 3 teams that are very easy to use if anybody wants to get into pet PvP. None of these pets are crazy hard to get. Anomalus in particular is like free. He's like 50 copper on the auction list or something dumb like that. He's so cheap. Fiendish Imp is just a drop from Karazhan, so you can farm that if you want. And then Crystal Spider is a captured pet. Yeah.
Wild caught.
Yeah, so these are not tough. Trunks is an achievement, but you could replace him with you could do Brewpup if you wanted to.
Are you sure you don't want a Darkness team as well?
No, maybe I do.
It's just a Wardenal.
Yeah.
And then Twilight.
Wardenal. Twilight. So that's shop pet, but if this is, I'm probably not going to use this. Let's just throw it in.
Yeah.
Darkness, Nocturnal Strike, and then the first move probably doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, you really want Grasping, because he's not going to be faster when he's using that. He'll be like below half health, and he'll be slow. So he won't be going first for quills.
Okay.
Then you might want to go... I mean, Bone Serpent is actually pretty good against Decoy.
Still. He was crazy OP 2 years ago.
He was. Because Bone Barrage destroys Decoy in 1 turn.
Yeah.
The problem is he doesn't have the weather effect.
Right.
So he'd have to be used after someone else.
I mean, he does. It's just on the same slot.
It is on the same slot. I think the weather effect does more damage than it now.
658. Yeah, actually. Yeah, you would just take Darkness.
Yeah, you just take Darkness and he's good.
And then he said, in case you get swapped out, you can still set it up for one of your other pets, and then you've got Bone Barrage and deal with decoys.
Yeah, exactly. Then the only thing you have to worry about is like other undead pets. Like if they have a full team of undeads, they'll just be able to outlast your Darkness combos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then you'll have the Bone Barrage. I mean, you have an undead pet too, so you don't got to worry about that either.
And at least it's a nice, easy to understand, pretty fast to execute comp. We're done with the days of the stupid sunflower and the sunlight and the synthesis and that one-shot pet, the ancient, the blossoming ancient. We've retired this, right? We put it in the dirt. It can grow its roots down and just be in the forest and not in our lives anymore. Oh no. It was like 150 turn battle. Like you needed dampening for those. They would just heal forever. I think maybe
Yeah,
everybody just agreed to not do those out of courtesy to each other in the queue system.
They're still, unfortunately, incredibly top tier, just
Oh.
because they can outlast everything.
Oh, gosh.
I'm surprised they've gone so long. Like, there's these people for like Warcraft Radio who do pet battle tournaments, and they make sure to ban a whole bunch of healing moves specifically, just so no one can run with Sunlight teams.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want 50 turn battles, and that's how they win. It's just by having 50 turn battles every time.
I am set. Thank you so much for your help. And that was my crash course in Shadowlands Pet PvP. The Asmongold duel came 2 days after this, and that video is up and ready to watch. Get the link in the description for part 2.